Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogmas. I appreciate the time off going out of the city. It's extremely hard to keep up with this kind of stuff. Who knows where your computer will end up if you bring it on a freaking Greyhound? No thanks. But here we are, we're back. I did take some footage of the weekend, not as much as I normally would have, but I figured if I just sat down with you guys today, talked out, and showed you a little bit of footage of the weekend, that would be cool. Premise of the story is that I have been going on the Greyhound to visit these friends since I was a mere little 15-year-old girl. I would hop a Greyhound all by myself and meet up with these boys in Edmonton, and we'd just have fun and create havoc. It was just the best way I could have spent my teenage years. I didn't get along with a lot of people in my high school, so, alas, I looked elsewhere, and I found the greatest group of friends. Friends come and go, but thankfully, a few of these guys have continued to be my friend and continued to show support no matter what. It's one of those kind of friendships where you don't see each other for a really long time, but when you do see them, you pick up right where you left off. I cannot be more appreciative for this friend group for that reason alone. I was invited up for a Festivus party. Festivus for the rest of us. The last you guys saw me, I was at my mother's house. She lives in the country, in the, I guess, like, Ponoka County area. I was dropped off in Red Deer, a town that I used to live in a long time ago. And I stayed with a couple really good friends of mine. We watched a terrible horror movie that made us so mad. We were livid. It was just one of those stories that doesn't wrap itself up and doesn't explain a single thing it's trying to tell you in 2 hours. So, nope, never gonna watch that movie again. Not gonna recommend it to anybody. But, alas, we had such a good time together hating the film. So, mutual hate can bring people together as well. After staying with them the night, I woke up and went to my absolute favorite coffee shop in the world, City Roast. Currently at the coffee shop that Justin and I used to come to all the time. Used to be right down the street from our house, and it just has the best vibes ever. I love this coffee shop. It's nice to visit. I wish we could find a coffee shop that compares. The one we've been going to lately is alright. It's pretty good, but there's something about the vibe in this one that's just so much better. I just love it so much. It's the coziest. As you guys can tell, it's just comfortable, it's cozy, it has the right vibes. It is run by a few, I don't know if they're Russian or Ukrainian or Czechoslovakian. All I know is that their food is amazing and they're such kind people. They recognized me and said they missed me, and it's been over a year since I was in that coffee shop, so something like that really meant a lot to me. From there, I moseyed on over to the Greyhound, hopped my butt on there, and started the adventure to Edmonton. It wasn't a very long drive. From Red Deer it's about an hour and a half, so I just listened to My Favorite Murder podcast and enjoyed the scenery. From there, my friend Tanner was ready to pick me up, and we decided that we were going to have a day filled with food and movies. I couldn't ask for anything more in the moment. We stopped by the Buckingham and we had some food. This is a entirely vegan restaurant down on White Ave, and I can't recommend them enough. Everything they make is delicious. They have those wings that I showed you earlier in the week with the bone, well, not bone, the wooden stick as the bone, and they serve those there as well. That was actually the first time we were ever introduced to them, was at the Buckingham, and we fell in love. So we decided to go there for a quick bite to eat. Afterward, I had pointed out along White Ave there was a regrub. Regrub is pretty much the epitome of gluttony in a milkshake. They have those extra sweet, fully loaded, extremely toppinged milkshakes. Earlier in the week I was so excited to hear that they had put out a vegan, lactose-free shake, and it sounded appealing enough. We used to go quite frequently back before we transitioned our diet into much less dairy, and I had been missing it, so I was really excited to get the chance to have one again. Lo and behold, exactly what you would imagine happened. A company based entirely on dairy making a vegan product didn't go over so well. Would not recommend. I was pretty disappointed and I left it pretty much full on the table. I have had my fair share of vegan ice cream and it is delicious. You can nail it. You can make it exactly the same flavor, consistency, taste, everything. And I really don't even think that the creators of this shop even tasted it, because nah. They need to do some serious modifications to that thing if I ever want to go and spend another $7 on one, because it was all wrong. Needless to say, I was a little disappointed. I think my biggest quarrel was that it just wasn't sweet, you know? A milkshake should be sweet, but there was no sweetness happening. It was like a soy-based ice cream with coconut milk, probably entirely unsweetened. They threw in some Oreo bits and I couldn't even taste them, so that was my issue there. After that, we went back to Tanner's place and we watched so many movies. We started the night off strong, watching Trailer Park Boys Holiday Special, which I've never seen and enjoyed quite thoroughly. Trailer Park Boys is from out east in Canada, and if you haven't watched it, it's just silly, stupid humor, but I like it nonetheless. We moved on to a movie called Beyond the Gates, and it was the cheesiest horror flick I've ever seen, but I enjoyed it so much. They did have really high quality image, and all the backdrops were really beautiful. The music was beautiful. Everything about it was really good. It was just kind of cheesy and it wrapped up really funny. But other than that, 10 out of 10, do recommend that cheese flick. After that, I decided that the boys needed to see Four Christmases. A couple weeks ago when Justin wanted to put it on for fun, I let out the biggest sigh. I was like, Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn? No way. No way. It was good. They laughed so much. Honestly, I'm gonna be showing that to my family on Christmas because I think it's just too funny. Perfect humor. And to end the night off, we threw on Dale and Tucker versus Evil is what it's called. And it was just too much. Too much. I loved it so much. Never seen a movie of that concept. I mean, there's been tons of films based on slasher flicks with college kids, but this one takes the cake. I laughed so much. All in all, that night was so fantastic. Just sitting and laughing and loving life. The next day, Justin decided he wanted to come down as well. Thankfully, I was so excited for him to make it. He took a Greyhound all the way down, took about 4 hours to get there, but we picked him up, and that is where the party ensued. Festivus never seems to disappoint, and we always have such a freaking good time. This group of people just know how to laugh and joke around and be silly and just have a good time. Lots of chaos ensued. There was caroling.
It's not a Christmas song!
No, this is
a whole
Christmas.
thing! Oh, hi!
You guys know the tune, so you just kind of like, just gonna...
A ring, 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 ring-a-ling, ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding! Ding, 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 ling, ring-a-ling, ding, ling-a-ling, ding! Ring, 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 ding-a-ling, ling, ring, ling, ling, ring! Ring, 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 ring-a-ling, ding, 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 ding! That's the one. Ring, 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 ring! For the action, ring, 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 ring. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be alive. No video!
Sneak it! Snick!
Still going!
I'm still alive.
We had a lot of man-o-man wrestling because who doesn't just wrestle their friends into a chair and break it.
Oh my god, did you see the top? Oh no! Guys, there's like nails.
Oh fuck, watch out for the picture!
Yeah, fuck cheers!
We'd like to do one more. Alright! Fucking turn the fuck out! Well done!
Fuck it, it's just one chair.
And then of course, just tons of laughter and chaos.
Dogs? And then order those in French fries. To be honest, it's like what I did.
Don't like Saratoshi.
We did have a little bit of a worrisome ending. We did have Greyhound fail to give us our email, so we did not have any tickets to print, and there was no stations open. So for a moment there, Justin and I almost lost our faith in Greyhound. It was terrifying. We did everything we possibly could to try and get our tickets printed, and the lady on the customer service line wasn't helping our worries at all. All she could offer was I'm sorry that our system glitched. You're gonna have to hope that the driver lets you on. I don't know about you, but I don't want to put $64 on hope. So we were a little bit concerned. However, the Greyhound man was so fantastic. He was the kindest Greyhound driver I've ever met in my life, and he just was filled with cheer and joy and kindness. So thankfully, he let us on. We got back home. Now we're safe, and my house could use some TLC while I was away. It's never fun leaving your house a mess, but alas, I did. And now I'm home, and it's a little worse for wear. So that is the basics of my weekend. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you for all your kind, understanding words about my absence, and I'm really excited to finish out this last week with a bang. Can't believe Christmas is coming up so soon, but it's been a good 2 months worth of Christmas music, so I'm getting a little hungover on the Christmas. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you for sticking around and watching Vlogmas and enjoying the festivities with me. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up because that spreads the word to people like you, and I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Take care, guys.